Ever feel like you're constantly tired, eating junk, and scrolling endlessly, yet wonder why you're not hitting your goals? You're not alone. Many of us are trying to build incredible lives on a shaky foundation. In this video, I'm breaking down the three non-negotiable pillars of a strong foundation, how to figure out what you really want, and the simple steps to start building the life you deserve. Stop feeling lost and start building. Let's get started. Step one, building a strong foundation. Let's get the absolute basics out of the way. This is important because if you don't have a strong foundation, you can't expect to build yourself very high without crashing back down. Think of it like this. You wouldn't build a skyscraper on quicksand, right? So why are you trying to build your dream life on shaky ground? Let's look into what builds a good foundation. Are you getting enough sleep? I'm talking about at least 7 hours of sleep consistently. Are you looking after your body? Are you hitting the gym, drinking enough water, eating some quality meals throughout the day? And finally, how much time are you wasting every day? That could be from doom scrolling on your phone, playing video games, or watching movies every afternoon until bed. If you're failing at any of these 3 points, then your foundation is weak. If you're trying to change your life and excel in all areas while you're constantly tired, feeling like shit from eating junk, and have your head stuck in Instagram for hours every day, then it's no wonder you feel lost or like you're behind everyone else. This isn't about blame, this is about recognizing the pattern of your bad habits. Let's look into what builds a good foundation. Number one, are you getting enough quality sleep? I'm talking about at least 7 hours of sleep consistently. Number two, are you looking after your body? Are you hitting the gym, drinking enough water, eating some quality meals throughout the day? And number three, how much time are you wasting each day? This can be from doom scrolling on your phone, playing video games, or watching movies every afternoon until bed. If you're failing at any of these points, then your foundation is weak. If you're trying to change your life and excel in all areas while you're constantly tired, feeling like shit from eating junk, and have your head stuck in Instagram for hours every day, then it's no wonder you feel lost or like you're behind everyone else. This isn't about blame, this is about recognizing the pattern of your bad habits. So if your foundation is weak, then you are weak, mentally and physically. But the good news is that this isn't too difficult to fix. Go to bed at a decent hour, don't consume caffeine in the evening, eat some good quality foods, and try and limit your phone time. It's literally that easy. Get these three aspects in order, and you'll be surprised at how much of a difference it'll make in your day-to-day life. Alright, moving on to step two. Figure out what you actually want. What is your big goal that motivates you to get up every day? If you don't have a clear answer to this question, then your goal is simply to find the answer and make it specific. It's easy to go, oh yeah, I want to be rich and retire early and buy a bunch of supercars, but that's not a goal, that's a dream, and it's shallow at best. You need something realistic. My personal goal right now, for example, is to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And that's part of a larger goal of earning enough money online to quit my 9 to 5 job so I can spend more time with my family. I don't necessarily want to retire, I want more freedom to make money for myself and not make money for some boss or some company that doesn't care about me in the slightest. Anyway, that's my goal. You need to pick yours and break it down into smaller goals. Basically, take your big scary goal and figure out what you need to be doing every week, month, or year to slowly build towards that goal you have. I use myself as an example. Like I said, my goal is to quit my 9 to 5 from making money online. So let's break that down. How do I plan to achieve this, and what does that look like when put into action? Well, my plan going forward is largely going to revolve around YouTube. I plan on uploading one, hopefully two videos on a weekly schedule. Slowly trying to improve each video, trying different things like titles, thumbnails, and video styles, and seeing how you guys, the audience, react to different things. From there, once I start getting more views and subscribers, I can implement things like my channel getting monetized, affiliate links for the gear I use to make videos, consulting calls, digital products, just to name a few things. So that's a rough outline of my plan, and that will likely change over time. But you need to have a well-structured plan that gives you tasks each day so you can build towards that big goal every day. Pick a goal, make it specific, and break it down into achievable bite-sized pieces that you can accomplish on a day-to-day basis. Okay, we've got our foundation, we know our destination, but let's get real. Money often plays a huge role in achieving those big goals. So let's talk about the often overlooked pillar, your finances. Being in your 20s is an incredibly powerful opportunity to make a lot of money if you play your cards right. What I'm talking about here is investing. Little disclaimer here, I'm not a financial advisor. All of what follows is simply me sharing my opinion. Okay, now that that's out of the way, seriously look into investing. Whether it's stocks, index funds, ETFs, whatever, do some research, because with the power of compounding interest, the earlier you start this, the more profound of an effect it's going to have. This isn't financial advice, but it's a game changer. Understanding investing and the magic of compounding interest, even small, consistent investments can become massive over time. It's not about getting rich quick, it's about getting rich smart. I wish someone had told me this or had the thought to research this stuff when I was in my early 20s, but I did not. And I missed out on a considerable amount of money because of it. But let's not get bogged down on what ifs and talk about some numbers. Let's say you're 20 years old right now. Maybe you're still living with your parents, or you've moved out with friends to bring your rent down lower. Whatever the case, you probably can afford to save or invest a couple $100 every month, if not more. Let's start conservative and say $200 a month. That's only $50 a week. So if we're going to take the average annual returns of the S&P 500 over the last 10 years, we get somewhere between 14 to 15% growth. Now, with $200 a month invested over 10 years, which would be $24,000, that 14 to 15% growth becomes $52,618. That is more than double your money by doing essentially nothing. Now, there may be some fees involved and inflation will affect that over 10 years, but still, invested that money, it would have done nothing. And you probably would have spent it on a car or something else, let's be honest. Now, if we add another 10 years, that number jumps up to $263,000. Now remember, this is only $200 a month. Google a compounding interest calculator if you want to play around these numbers a bit more. It can be super motivating to see. So please, just do some research into this stuff at the minimum. It could change your life. A couple more finance tips here. Don't waste your money on stupid shit like designer clothes or crazy expensive cars or watches. Car loans are a massive no-no. Just don't do it unless you absolutely can't avoid it for some reason. Even then, a reliable used car is going to be a better option financially. Live below your means. This is a pretty obvious one, but yeah, don't try and keep up with the Joneses. Don't buy a new phone every year. You're basically throwing money down the drain. All right, that's going to wrap up the money side of things. So now we have our foundation. We've set our goals and even some smart money habits. But now none of it matters with this last piece, consistency. It's about making time to succeed. So if you're trying to be more successful with your health, fitness, or personal goals, then you need to make time in your day-to-day life to actually work on these things. That may involve spending a day meal prepping for the week, spending evenings improving or learning new skills. It could mean saying no to going out with your friends as much and using that time to work on your goals. This leads me into my next tip of stop making bullshit excuses for yourself. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or falling into the analysis paralysis trap. Whatever it is you want to work towards or achieve, just start now and dedicate yourself to being consistent. There's no point watching a bunch of YouTube videos, getting super motivated and working hard for one afternoon and not picking it back up the next day. There is no better time to start than now. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It's never going to arrive. The perfect moment is always now. I explained earlier the power of compounding interest. This doesn't just apply to money, it applies to you as a person and your skills. And it only takes a little bit of improvement every day. So dedicate yourself to the next 6 months. Get good sleep, eat decent food, limit your time on social media, save and invest some money, outline your goals into small daily tasks and just do it. And I promise you, if you take these steps and actually stick to it, it won't be long before you can change your life for the better.